Demons again outscoring the Swans 4-6 to 3-4 in that quarter, and very little in it at three-quarter time. 21 points, the main goal kickers for the Swans. Cruz has 3, Sutton 3, and Evans 3. For Melbourne, Flower 2, Johnson 2, and Fidge 2. But maybe the factor that could lose the game for the Swans, Bob, Round went to the forward pocket, not 100%, and of course they lost Sutton late in that quarter with a possible knee injury, it did seem, and of course Rhys Jones won't take any further part in the match as well.
Yes, it'll be interesting to see just how some of those other players that were injured last week, players like Ian Roberts and Max Cruz, both injured down at St Kilda, and whether they're fit enough to go on with the game, only time will tell. But the Demons were certainly looking dangerous during that quarter, and 2 goals by young Ted Fidge on the replay now, and both of course during that quarter. And right now we see Bernie Evans, who's been a fine player for the Swans, along with Max Cruz at centre half forward. Cruz has been a great player right throughout the 3 terms, and Hounsell went out of the game a little bit in that quarter, but then Melbourne just couldn't quite capitalise on the number of opportunities they did have. But then both sides have had the ball up there quite often, and across that last line of defence for Melbourne, we saw a great performance in that quarter by young Michael Reynolds.
Today's match is part of the Holden Premiership season.
Right, repeating the three-quarter time scores, 15-10, 100 the Swans to Melbourne 11-13, 79. There's David Rhys Jones on crutches. He left the field in the second quarter.
I see that Sutton is walking to the bench there. It doesn't look as though he's limping that badly.
No.
So that might be good news for the Swans, but poor old David Rhys Jones in a bit of bother there with that knee problem.
And of course they also lost Stevie Wright, Lou, when he was injured against St Kilda last week.
Barassi coming off. He's got his problems. They're 21 points down at the moment, and of course the crowd of 11,000 odd people here are right behind the Swans. There wouldn't be many Demon supporters up here to cheer them on. So if they get a quick goal straight after this start of this last quarter, Bob, it could work wonders for the Swans.
So I know we say it week after week, Lou, but the first goal, you know, at the start of any quarter, but in particular the start of that last quarter makes a big difference.
Well, particularly you can get it within about 2 minutes at the start, Bob.
Umpire Rich just about to start play. Final term from the Sydney Cricket Ground. The Swans leading by only 21 points. Barry Round back in the ruck for the Swans, so that's good news anyway. A backhander looking for Max Cruz, finds him but he lost it. The umpire says a throw, I think. Yes, it is.
A little bit lucky to get away with that, the Swans, that time, because it was a bit of a mess up.
Very lucky.
Mark Browning has the free kick. Short pass. Looking for Round, and he doesn't let him down. To Hounsell. Lobs it high into the goal square. Thumped away by Stephen Smith, who's done little wrong down there today. Right, now it's Reynolds. Intercepting is Brady. Allender underneath it with Smith. Allender almost had the mark. That's gone through, has it, for a point? Yes, it has. So 1 point to the Swans. We'll put it down as rushed. And the scores: 15-11, 101 to 11-13, 79. Knocked away by Henderson. Bernie Evans gets clear of Elshaw. Morwood, or whose mark is that? Is it Zantuck's? Yes, it is.
His front man.
Shane Zantuck, game number 100 today for the Demons. A win could possibly put them into the 5. They trail Carlton by 4 points and 0.1%. Mark taken by Stevenick, gets it out to Johnson. Beautiful ball. Jarrett from left centre wing. Short pass up to half forward, and the mark taken down there by Teddy Fidge.
Fidge drives the ball long up there towards the full forward position. Jackson went the punch, goes after it again in a bit of trouble, and a good hand pass out. And there we see the ball knocked out to Ackley from Evans. Another hand pass coming back there to Jackson in a bit of trouble, but sidestepped his opponent that time, Kelly O'Donnell, to get the ball back out there towards the wing position. Coming across as Brad, he couldn't pick that up, picked up nicely off the back that time by Boyce. Goes for a short pass. It's a good one and a mark there to Allender. Allender would be about 45 metres out from goal. Should go for the big kick here. They're in front by 22 points at the moment. Oh, hesitated. There's the kick. Not a bad sort of a shot either. Is it coming around enough? No, I think it may be through for 1 point. So it's 23 points the difference, approaching the 2.5-minute mark of this last quarter.